folks, this video is going to show you guys how to use Adobe Express to create your designs. I have a design example right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here I'm in Adobe Express and I've created a new design. And I'm going to show you how you can bring in images, you can bring in text, you can alter the text, you can play with the composition. That means the way that things are arranged on your canvas. So the first thing you guys are going to need to do is log into or upload Adobe Express. So if you guys just go to your computer, go to Google, type in Adobe Express, you can go here and then you can get on Adobe Express. What you need to do is, I believe if you go over here, you can get to a point where you can sign in. You need to make sure that Mr. Stewart and I are going to walk around. You need to make sure that you use your Pike Google account to sign in because you have a free account through Pike. Okay, so you can also use your phones. There's a free app on your phones. It might look a little bit different than this. So I am going to start with a new page. Let's see here. So up here at the top where it says File, I'm going to click on here. I'm going to start a new file. I'm going to hit Custom Size. Oh, let's do this again. I'm going to go to start a new file and then custom size. We're going to change this to inches and you're going to make your file 8 inches. Make sure that says IN and not PX. If it's pixels, it's going to be very, very tiny. So you need to make sure it's in inches. So 8 by 8 inches. And I'm going to hit create a new file. So we have a blank document on here. The first thing you need to know is what are you going to design. So I'm going to come over here and click text, and then I'm going to add a title, and I'm going to call this Pike Arts. Pike Arts. And you can do, I hit shift to make capital letters. You can do all capitals. It's up to you. Okay, so I've started with my text. The next thing you're going to do is you want to choose what font. So if you come over here, you can change the font and you can scroll down. And the ones at the very top are the recent ones that I've used, but you can go through and scroll down. There's all kinds of different fonts you can play around. My suggestion to you is that you need to choose something that's not super complicated. For instance, if you choose something like this and try and have that on a t-shirt, you're going to have to take away a lot of white space, and I'll have to show you how to do that later. But you want to make sure that your font is pretty simple. Okay, and choose something that you like that's kind of fun. So this is my beginning. I have Pike Arts on here. You can, if you want to change the layout, I'm going to click on here in text to layout. You can make an arch. Okay, this is just the beginning of my arch. I can click on this. This is called a crosshair. I can click on this crosshair. Oops. And move it around. So that's something I'd like to see you guys do, is not just use something because it's in the middle, like maybe move it around. Okay, you can also make it bigger. So I'm gonna come over here and I can just keep clicking this and making it bigger. The other thing you can do is, these letters are I think I'd like them to be, have the arch bigger, but have the letters be, hold on just a second, a little more close together, like less of an arch in here, so it doesn't go from the side of the canvas up. So you have to be a little creative about how you do that. I'm going to put the cursor, see how it's kind of blinking? That means, and you can use your arrow keys to go to one area or the next. So I'm pushing the right and left arrow on my keyboard. And I'm actually going to add some spaces to this. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to use my left arrow key and add some spaces and kind of get that in the middle. Okay, so I don't know why there's a little period here, so I'm going to hit backspace and get rid of that. And then from here, if I decide, well, maybe I want to make this bigger yet, I can make it bigger. So I have the spaces here to reduce the arch. Okay. I can add a little bit of an outline. I don't think that's going to work. You want to make sure that your objects on here are pretty simplistic. Okay, so that's just one thing you can do. If you decide that you don't like this, you can delete it. Delete everything you've done on here. I'm going to hit trash. I'm going to go back just to show you there's something else you can do with your text. I'm going to hit PyGuards again. It doesn't necessarily have to be at an arc. If you want to angle it and make it sort of dynamic, the thing about angled lines is they tend to make things more dynamic. You can stretch it out, make it larger. I'm going to get my crosshairs and move it just a little bit. And then this is a pretty boring text, so I'm going to go in there and see about changing my text. Make it a little more fun. Well, that's kind of like a billboard, isn't it? I think I kind of like that. Earlier I had this. It doesn't really go with the angle though. So okay. So I'm going to deselect. Right now this is what I've got. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add some images. So if you come over to the left side, and then we can click on, let's see, add content, and you're going to add, you can add elements. And over here in this area, if you hit on the arrows, you're really going to want to keep simple designs that don't have color. Like this image, this hourglass has color. So I'm going to click on icons, and then you can type what you want. So I might want a flower. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated. This particular design is just slightly more complicated. But it's fine. It's fine to use. I'm trying to see if I can reverse the image and make it so that it faces that direction. And I know you can. I'm just looking for where you can do that. Let's click on position. Okay, here we go. So I've got this selected, and then I clicked on position, and now I'm going to flip it on its horizontal axis, and so that looks a little better. You can make it a little bigger if you want to make it bigger. We'll pretend that we like that. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to elements, and let's say let's add a dinosaur. What about just a dinosaur? Let's see if I can look up just a dinosaur. You could just scroll through and find lots of fun images on here. That's kind of fun. I'm going to find a little T-Rex. Oh, I like him. Or her. We can move things around. But you know, you can have a lot of fun with this. It does not have to necessarily be, I'm going to go back to position and flip this again. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be serious. Go in, find some fun sunglasses, put senior class 2027, whatever you want to do. Okay? So there's a lot in here. I would like for you guys to go through and look at this and see about finding some fun things. You guys can do all kinds of stuff with this. If you just want to add a swish to this, you could figure out a way to do that. You can really get creative with it. And play around with different shapes in here. Oops, let me get rid of dinosaur on here. So you can just have some fun and just really enjoy playing with the design. It does not have to be something that you take super seriously. Okay? In other words, don't take yourself too seriously. I would like for you guys to all have a good design on this. You can do a lot with the design. Just kind of play with it. You can easily duplicate your design. So if you wanted to have several of these dinosaurs, if you press and hold Alt on your keyboard and then click on your image, you can duplicate it. You can also, let me move this over and get that out of the way. Let's say I want to select everything at once and move it. I just clicked and held my mouse button down and clicked and dragged. Do you see those little blue lines? That means they were all selected all at once. I'm going to move this little guy over. Move this around. See what we can do here. Move that over. There we go. I got my t-shirt design right here. Okay, so this still has a lot of playing left to do, but you can see the composition is kind of changing. I'm having some fun with it. We can look like it's, there we go. So once you feel like you're pretty finished with your design, and this is not finished, it's got some work left, but once you feel like you're finished with it, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your computer and you're going to click this little download. You're going to click download and you're going to change it to a PDF. We're going to hit standard PDF. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and hit download. And you can, it doesn't really matter. We'll just hit, okay, well it downloaded it already. I'm going to open this up, make sure it worked, and it did. So I'm in my downloads right now. Then what you can do is you can go to Canvas and you can upload this image from Canvas. You are also going to, so let me go to, I'll have to publish this. I'm going to go to View as Student. And then from my computer, I'm going to go to Start Assignment. And then I'm going to choose the file to upload. And you can see here's my image here. I'm ready to upload it. You can just click on here and then hit open, and then this is my document, and then you hit submit assignment. Okay, I'll have more to come. The next thing you guys are going to need to do is you're going to need to upload your design to our shared Google Drive, and I'll show you how to do that on the next video.